Hi there, I'm Tyler with Sublime Design. I'm coming to you from our workshop in the beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, where we manufacture all of our kitchen organization products. We're a veteran-owned small business that specializes in cabinets and cabinet accessories with a goal of bringing manufacturing back to America. Today we're going to show you how to install the trash can pull-out system. This is an easy and efficient way for you to hide your trash can and keep it organized. We're going to start with the tools that are necessary. A pencil, a screwdriver or a drill if you have one, and in some instances a level. Every waste can contains this package. Inside the package contains all the mounting hardware and installation guide. First, we have the installation guide. Second, we have the drawer slide mounting screws. Next, we have the mounting brackets. Next, we have the mounting bracket hardware. And finally, we have the bags contain a drill bit, a Phillips tip and screws, double-side sticky tape, and the bumpers. Now we're going to start installing the waste can. First step is to put the drawer inside of the cabinet box. You want the drawer box to be spaced evenly between the two ends of the cabinet opening and set back about 1/8 of an inch, which is the same thickness as the bumpies that we send you, so you can use those as a reference. The next step is to put gentle pressure down on the box itself and pull the tray out, exposing the drawer slides with the pre-drilled holes. Now I'm going to use my drill to install the first set of screws in the back. I like to leave the tray halfway open so that it doesn't tip forward when screwing in the back screws. Now that we have the back two screws in, we're going to pull the drawer to full extension and we're going to screw the front two screws. If your drawer is not perfectly centered or is not perfectly aligned inside of the cabinet, don't be worried because we still have some adjustments that can be made on the mounting bracket hardware. For steps 4 and 5, you need the mounting brackets and the mounting bracket hardware. You're going to determine which way to face your mounting brackets based off which type of door you have. Typically, there's two different types of doors on a cabinet. This is a shaker style door, and it has a thin center that's thinner than the outside edges, so you want to have your mounting brackets faced out like this so you can drill your screws through the thicker part of the door and not poke through the front of this center panel. Second, you have a slab style door where you want to face your brackets inside because it's the same thickness all the way through and you don't have to worry about that. Next, you need your mounting bracket hardware. You're going to start by hand threading them into the holes from the outside in. Now we're going to take our bracket and slide it over the bolts and let it rest there. Now I'm going to get my bracket into place by holding it tight this direction and finishing it off with my drill to snug it up. In today's application, we have it facing inside because we're using a slab style door. This is a shaker door application. If you ever run into a situation where your bracket is not able to be screwed into the thicker part of the door, that's where you will insert the spacers. If you do end up in a situation where you need the spacers, you're going to start the same way with the bolt, slide the spacer over the bolt, and hand thread this from the outside in to get it started. So you want your spacer pressed tight against the hardware there and your washers pulled out to the end of the bolt. Then you can take your part here, your mounting bracket, slide it on, and then finish this off. Now we're going to walk through steps 6 through 9 for door mounting. There's two different methods for the door mounting, either the measure and screw method or the double side tape method. For both methods, the first thing you need to do is determine which type of door overlay you have. In our application today, we have a slab door, which is flush to the bottom of the cabinet face. Now that we know we have a full overlay door and that it's flush to the bottom of our cabinet opening, we're going to pull our measurement to our slotted screw holes from the bottom of our cabinet here. I'm pulling to the slotted screw holes so that we can still have adjustments left and right when we attach the door. Here's an example of a door with a different overlay than the application we're using today. You always want to pull your measurement from the bottom of your door, so what you can do is take your pencil and mark the bottom of the door. I put a piece of masking tape on the cabinet to avoid making marks on the cabinet face. Pull a measurement from the first slotted hole to the second slotted hole. What I like to do is take a Sharpie and make a mark really close to center, so I'll have a line to reference for my measurement. Now I'm going to take my measurement and I'm going to take that number and divide it by 2 and hold on to that for the next step. The next step is to take the number that we determined from our slotted screw hole measurement and divide that number by 2. If from Sharpie line to Sharpie line you have 12 inches, you divide that by 2 and that equals 6. Now you pull from the center mark on your door 6 inches to the left and make a mark, and then pull 6 inches to the right and make a mark. Next, we're going to take our 10-inch measurement and our 16-inch measurement for our slotted screw hole heights and make those marks on the door. Now that we have our width measurements, I'm going to pull that measurement from the outside of my door. It should be the same on both sides, and I'm going to transfer that to my marks that I made here for the heights. 1, 2, for both sides of the door. We can use the drill bit that's provided to you in the package to put our pilot holes. Pro tip, to avoid poking all the way through your door with your drill bit, set your bit to the right depth on the top of your drawer and mark it with a piece of masking tape so you know how deep you can go. Now that we have our pilot holes set, we can take our mounting brackets off of the waste can so that we can screw them to the door. Now we can place our brackets center on our pilot holes on both sides and use the screws labeled H in this bag to screw them in. Remember, these don't have to be perfectly centered because you'll have adjustments once you put the door up. Now that we have our mounting brackets on the door, we can hook them to the hardware on the waste can. Now I'm going to push the door forward and tighten the screws. I'm going to repeat for both sides. Now I'm going to take my level and determine whether or not my door is plumb. In this situation, it's not quite plumb, so the top of my door needs to come out to about here in order to achieve that. I know that the top needs to come out on this one, so I'm going to take my screwdriver and loosen it slightly so that I can get it to adjust just a hair. I'm going to tighten it back up when I feel like I'm in the right spot. You may need to do this a few times. Now I'm going to take the bumpers that are provided in the package and I'm going to place those on the top corners of my door on the inside. You can add these in the middle and the bottom if you need. Now that we have our adjustments made this direction, we can also adjust left and right and up and down slightly if needed. Now we can use our slot screws to adjust our door left and right. In this situation, I'm going to loosen this slightly with the screwdriver so that I can adjust my corner over right where I need it to be. You can keep making adjustments as necessary. Now that we've made all of our adjustments, I can use the remaining panhead screws to secure my door. We have two different sizes of trash cans, a 35 quart and a 50 quart. In most cases, when you have a full height door like this, it will require a 50 quart trash can. As you can see, it fits pretty well with that size. In some cases, you'll have a single drawer cabinet, and that will require a 35 quart trash can so that it fits underneath your drawer.